This is Scott from KIG. It's May 2020. I'm just going to do a brief little runoff video in our shop of this 3/4 ton glycol chiller, which has its own 18-gallon reservoir underneath the bottom here, and it has a 1/3 horsepower positive displacement pump. So a couple things. The main power on this unit is indeed 115 volt, but it's a 20 amp circuit. So what does that mean? That means your electrician or you needs to make sure you get the 20 amp breaker inside your cabinet. But also note on the receptacle here, the ground is on the bottom. Note that on the top left of the receptacle, you have to have that horizontal slot to receive that prong. And there's 2 or 3 different types. So this photo should tell you the geometry of the receptacle that you need. And that's the only incoming power. When you get the unit, take the pump connector here, pump it into the receptacle that we give you on the controller. We have the front top cover off, which is held in with some Phillips head screws. We're going to put it back on. By the way, when you're moving the unit, always pick it up by these handles here. These handles here are to remove the whole top head, which has the spiral coil evaporator submerged in the tank. This little plastic thing here with a lip on it, that's your glycol reservoir. You can see some of the copper evaporator coil in there. Okay, so you fill it up, about 18 gallons, and you get the unit. After you start it up and fill up your lines, and your jackets to your fermenters or brights, or your lines go into your draft lines, or whatever the case may be, depending on where you're using it, then top it up a little bit more. The pump, it ships with this little styrofoam insulation on it. You can remove that. The supply is actually, it's kind of tough. It should be an arrow on this insulated line. The supply is drawing through this insulated line into the gear head or the positive displacement pump, and that's your output out to your process. The return, labeled here, is actually this one here. And these are just barbed fittings. I believe it's like 3/8 or a 1/2 inch hose you should use. Over on this side, these are just spare ones if you ever put on a second pump. And that's actually the spare mount. So after you get the glycol in it, the unit's gonna come, we're gonna send it out preset at 28 Fahrenheit. You just turn the power on. I don't have the pump connected. You want to turn the pump on beforehand too. In this type of configuration, as long as you have glycol in the tank, you really don't have to have the pump running all the time. But it's nice to get that flow going. So it just turned on. The glycol in the tank's at 53 right now. So all you do is you press set for a couple seconds, hold it in. Flashes, they have a set point of 45. I'm just going to press the down arrow. It actually will go substantially lower, but for cooling glycol applications, we find 28 is good. The differential sets, I'm sorry, just bring it to that set point and then just press set again. And it'll come back to what your tank temperature is. Right now, without the pump running, it's going to take a while for it to go down 1 degree. So we just wanted to show you how to change that set point. So once again, hold set in. I get it at 28. Bring it up or down, and then press set again. We're good to go. That snowflake tells you that it's chilling. So this is an indoor unit. Again, just a simple runoff video. This is Scott from KIG. Our website is kigsales.com. Thank you.